it's also
completely changed.
right. Right. So I think this is a really critical part, and it's probably allow me to be a little bit more critical here in terms of the differences of the two workshops. Thing is, you said earlier that there's no really good follow-ups, even though we're talking about having a lot of relationship. This is a really good start, but it is a good start. But I don't think there's any conversation really going on after COVID. So this is also why we're really trying hard on working on a mechanism that allow us to collaborate in the longer term. And also, so there's no a lot of involvement from the team members to organize this together. It's just all simple, put together, and at least personally, I don't know the process. And also, I think there's no time for deeper discussions. That this is all. It's good to start, but it's a lot like superficial.
Very high level
comments, right. It's not that something we can do as youth, really. Like, we talk about politics, talk about what the new president would do, and we realize we have some commonalities as well, and also there's different stuff, and we can be okay with it, but not really how, like, what would really the creative solutions be from our side? What can we offer to this problem? So I think that's all that we want to work on this year, from last year.
Is there anybody else that is
I wasn't there, but I feel like there's kind of been an important context on the U.S. that in the U.S. now there's countless lobbying groups, advocacy groups, and NGOs that have spent money on trying to get our federal government to change things, and basically, like, the climate bill that everybody worked so hard to get passed didn't. And so there's this huge question of what are we doing next? And I think slowly what the movement in the U.S. may be shifting towards is, let's do it ourselves. Let's make these solutions happen on the ground. Let's make them happen in our own communities. And we'll build the models we want, and our government can follow us when we lead. So I think that's just, like, in my opinion, a lot of where a lot of the, like, forefront environmental youth organizations are in the U.S., or maybe looking towards, although others may disagree.
I agree with that, and even the climate bill as it was, if it had been passed, would have been really ineffective, quite frankly. I mean, it's the federal government. I think it's always the job of the federal government to follow the will of the people, and the people will always act first. And especially around the climate issues in the U.S., the government's too locked up to take any strong initiative. So I think that, you know, the types of projects that we're working on in our communities are a lot more effective.
Is there anybody else?
I was at the U.S.-China workshop last year in Copenhagen. And yeah, it was really memorable for everybody in our group. I think it was one of the high points of our experience there. I still have my chopsticks. They're very useful. I get a lot of compliments on them too.
We have
wow, they're
leftovers,
collapsible?
and then
That's so
I almost
cool.
brought them in my bag, but then my bag got too heavy.
Oh.
Yeah, so I think it's good that we're looking
this
to
year, but
expand
it's
on
not that fancy.
what we've done. This is maybe off topic, but was anybody here involved in the Great Power Race? Cool, because it seems like that was like one tangible thing.
I'm 350 China, so
Oh, great.
we hosted 350 China this year. So Jia Ying, who is coming later, was working out of my office, and she was the China coordinator for 350. So all of the 350 China actions was actually done through my office.
Nice. So yeah, I think that's like one way that we have been working together, maybe implicitly, and getting to work. I'm sure we've been getting to work a lot of other ways too. So yeah.
Great. So maybe I should back up a little bit and talk about last year and what kind of led to last year.
Could you speak up a bit?